So, in this time where FM23 is a little bit on the downward spiral, let's just say, people are a little bit bored, I always go out there, try and find some games to fill the void until FM24 comes out, and to also play into the future. Now, this company did approach me, and I've also seen a lot of other creators work with them, and I thought, do you know what? Let's give the game a shot, let's see what it's about. And today, I'm going to be talking you through Striker Manager 3. It's a great game to play, a lot of fun as well, something a little bit different to FM23. But I do want to say, if you do enjoy the videos on this channel, be sure to leave a like, drop a little subscription and hit that wonderful notification bell. But let's get into this game and let's go through some of the perks you can get by joining my link in the game. So, I know you guys do like packs, everybody likes packs at the end of the day. They have given me a pack to open for the video, but more importantly, they have given me a unique referral link, which if you click, you're going to get yourself a rare pack and 200 of these wonderful coins here, which are so useful, also known as U coins. Now, the great thing about doing this is not only is it going to be beneficial to you, but you're going to have a massive head start over anybody that does start the game simply by the default by going to the website. So be sure to click the link to sign up. But today we're going to go over every single aspect of this game, what you can expect, what to do at the start of the game, etc, etc. Now, they have given me a little bit of a guide because I'm not going to take any shame in saying I am new as well. If anything, it's quite good because we can learn the game together. But the first thing, which I automatically understood you had to do, is obviously sign up. When you sign up, you're going to be asked to basically make your team, make your club, which I've obviously gone with Daily FC. You get to pick your kit, you get to upload a logo. It's nice and beautiful, looks really clean, and very fast as well. Second, my next thing, which I'm going to say to do, is going to be to make sure you do the managerial certificate. It's going to be on this screen right here, and essentially, it's a tutorial. So it's going to tell you how to do various aspects of the game, how to bid for players, how to do all sorts of things, how to hire coaches, build stadiums, etc, etc, and it works really, really well. And you also get some fantastic rewards. So if you see this balance up here, you're like, how have you got that? It's simply by doing the certificate, guys. You genuinely have so much of an advantage by doing that. And if we click over to the Sports City now, this is what I've got so far. So this is going to be my ground. This is going to be my training pitch, which you can see right now on my first team field, should I say, not my training pitch. Obviously, you do need to have a coach, which you are only able to hire if you have one of these, which you are free to do. You can get one just by doing the managerial certificates on the right hand side. Now, what I've been told, and a bit of advice, is once you finish the certificate, is to move to another plot of land. The rent should be around about 100,000 per week, that will be, and basically the most important stat is going to be the population. Obviously, the more popular you are, the more fans you're going to have, and the better it's going to be. Better for everyone, really. So obviously, the more population, the more money it's going to be there, as anything in life is. If you move to London, a lot more money than if you move to, I don't know, Stowmarket. So it's one of them things, you know, at the end of the day. It does play a big factor in it, and I'm really a big fan of it. And also, another bit of advice I've been given to tell is one of the most fun things is buying out other people's players that you need to have 2,000 XP and the other player too. So pretty much you can sort of poach players, you can buy out other players from other people, and we're going to go through that whole process a little bit later in the video because we have got a bit of a structured style to do today. And there's going to be a lot to go through, but I'm really excited to show you guys this game. Let's crack into it. So this is going to be your homepage. This is going to be your bread and butter. This is going to be where you find yourself when you first load into the game, and essentially it's got some very useful information. You obviously got your last match, which obviously we've not played one, so that's why it's got question marks. You've got your next match, you've got your employees, which obviously you can filter through, etc, etc. You've also got the league table, the standings. At the moment, we are 10th, somehow with 10 points, although we're not played. Probably somewhat simulated through until we actually do play. You can see here the evolution. You can see the weekly economy. Not the best of the best. We have just started, so we'll allow that side of things for now. But this is your basic home screen, which, to be honest, gives you all the information you're going to need. Also, the income you can expect to see from that, and the best player, apparently, of the fixture. So it's quite a handy little home screen. This is going to be your Sports City. Now, imagine there's so many building games out there now. You know, I'm sure you guys have played one at some point in your life, but this is, in my opinion, my favourite part of the game because you can literally make your ideal city. How you want it is how things go. And this, obviously, what I've got at the moment is very limited. Now, I've been told a great bit of advice, and that is to pretty much look at other managers and poach their ideas, essentially, and it's not a bad thing to do. But to be fair, you can edit it by simply clicking edit. You can move things around, I believe, or you can add stuff, should I say. And there you go. You can obviously move this around if I really wanted to. We'll go back for now because we don't really need to move anything too much. You can also also hit build, where you can add stuff to it. So obviously you've got buildings, you've got a merchandise shop. This is what I love. It's not just about football. It's about being an owner, about being more than just a manager, you know? There's so many new things on here. So you've got the merchandise shop, you've got the restaurant, you've got medical services, you've got the car park, offices. I mean, that stadium looks beautiful, by the way, but also there's some added additions, decorations. Why not make the ground look pretty? Get some tiles, get some bushes. Why not? I mean, it honestly looks sensational, some of this stuff. That, I don't know what it is, but it looks cool. A lagoon, a little bit bougie, but we'll take it here and there. And obviously the premium, we can't do just yet, but the decorations and the buildings, you can get added to your ground. And you can make this plot look absolutely beautiful. And obviously, you can have several of these. Now, if you're seeking inspiration, this is where you want to be. You want to be to the world map. Now, this essentially is where other people have got their grounds. And if I zoom out, you can see it is populated. I mean, all over the globe, people have got stuff going on. And one of my favourite things to do is head over down here, because this is where you're going to find some quite expensive grounds coming in. So if we look at this one, for example, this is a big boy stadium located in Spain. 2.4 mil a week. It's okay. I could afford to stay in there for 1 week and 1 week only. But this has got some fantastic stats on it as well, which you really can't complain about. But all the stadiums around it as well are quite good. I mean, this one here, 23 million a week. And I think that comes down to a lot of the popularity factor coming in there, as well as it dominating the stats as well. But this is a really sort of expensive part, in my opinion. You can filter it through to obviously Africa, Asia, North America, obviously South America, Europe. Obviously, is going to be I imagine your most expensive part to obviously try and delve into. But this is a really good way to actually get some inspiration. And there's also more filters down here if you want to get a certain population, economy, training, etc., etc. You can do it. Or if you're new to the game, you're on a bit of a restricted budget, you can simply obviously have it down here, plots for rent at a certain price, and it will only show you them ones that are in your price range. So it's very easy to locate different places to obviously try and delve into, try and get into. But this is the end goal for me. I want to be in this area here, because that is where all the rich kids seem to be. A little interesting fact as well, for those people that like esports, I mean, esports is a growing industry, so I'm pretty sure someone is going to be interested. I've just found out the ones with the big icons above their head, this is actually owned by Dux. Obviously, that is going to be an esports team, so it is going to be quite interesting. You can actually see where they're sort of located, and if there's one thing I know about esports players, they know where to be. So this obviously is a bit of a hot area. And I've also been informed, just to make sure so there's no confusion, I believe the blue ones are actually brought with real money and their property as well. So it's not just, you know, there's several ways you can actually acquire this accommodation. And this is what I mean. It's why it's so good, because you've got esports teams around you. You've got different ways you can actually purchase these properties, or should I say rent these properties. And the options are endless. I mean, it is literally, look how big Europe is, obviously, by the way. It's absolutely massive. And I mean, this is just the tip of the iceberg. This is just Europe. You've got Africa, Asia, North America, South America. You can go anywhere. Up next is going to be the club. Now, this is basically just going to be a much more of a in-depth rundown of your team, employees, plots, and finance. Starting off here, you can obviously see the team, a little bit about it, exactly what's going on. You've then got your staff, for example, your employees, should I say. We need to hire some more. I think that's pretty obvious. We then obviously go over to the plots, what plots of land you've got, where you're exactly located. We obviously are in Azerbaijan. Reminds me of Baku, the lovely F1 race. We do love to see it. And lastly, it is going to be a little bit about your finances, which obviously are a massive part of this game. Finances are quite important, actually. I'm going to talk a little bit about them, because they essentially, you can see the full breakdown. You can see the league box, you can see season tickets, TV, the sponsors. You can literally see everything, and these things are something which you obviously start when you start the game. You pick a sponsor, you pick a TV deal, etc., etc. So they are really detailed parts of the game, which I feel like some people don't talk about enough. It's always exciting to me when you can control that side of the football club as well. So that in itself is a real big W. Next is going to be the players tab on the left hand side, and here you can see the first team, the youth, and the cadets. So the first one is going to be our first team. Now, the great thing about this is, what I will say is, you can apply your cosmetics here. You can do several things, and I'm going to click on one player for an example. That is going to be the Turkish Korkan Siba. Now, obviously a goalkeeper for us, you can see a lot about him as a player. You can see the salary, his clause that he's got on him as well, and there's several actions. So you can hit action here. You can obviously sell the player if you wish to. You want to start a little auction. I'm personally not, because he has done nothing wrong. It's a little bit harsh on the boy, but also you can renew his stuff here. You can personalize him. Also, you can simply fire him. So there's several things you can do, and it just gives a lot more of a detailed sort of view into your players. Up next is going to be the youth. Obviously, these are going to be the players that are coming through. We've got a couple in here. Obviously, we've got John and Marco coming through, sort of the academy, the rankings, if you want to say. But alongside of this tab, we also have the employees and the cadet section, which obviously is going to be where I need to personally improve my staffing options to hopefully bring some more talent through, because we need some players in this team. But someone like John, for example, is only going to be at the age, I believe, of 21. I believe that's what he said. I'll just double check that, make that very sure. Age of 17, I got the average. Age of 17, so still very, very young. And it's up to you now whether you want to give him a temporary promotion, renew his contract completely, etc., etc. So for me, I'm actually considering giving this guy a shot because I need some more players in the team. So up next is going to be the lineups and the tactics, where obviously you talk tactics. That's what I love to do. There's several formations you can choose from. I have been given a little bit of a tip, though, from some of the guys. Apparently, wingbacks and wingers are not commonly used because they simply don't perform as well. So most of the game is done through centralised channels. So that's why I've got quite a defensive-looking formation. I have got a left mid and right mid, but they are going to work fine. They are going to work fine. We're going to have two in midfield here. We've got two strikers. We've got an incredible solid back line as well. And that's pretty much all that matters. Now, I am going to tweak around with some of the positions because this is literally the first team I've put out. But that is one piece of advice. Try and get as many people in centralised areas. And let's just do this. This is going to be the best option, I believe, because obviously we've been told about the lack of wingers, the lack of wingbacks not really performing that well. Let's cram everything into a midfield role and let's go as narrow as we can get. And we're going to play the 4-4-2 A variant. I would like to say, after you pick your sort of formation, you can actually go above and beyond that. So for example, you can change the pressure lines. I'm going to up the defensive line a little bit, so around about 60%. We're going to up this line a little bit to around 60. We're going to play with a bit of a higher line, to be honest. And also, these little sliders at the bottom I'm a big fan of. So, gameplay. Do we want to be more tiki-taka? Now, yes, we do. We're playing narrowly, so obviously short passing is going to be preferred. I'm going to go 70% in favour of tiki-taka. Now, in terms of the effort, now this is going to be interesting. I did read a little bit about this, I believe. You should have more than about 50% effort. So we are going to up this to around about 60%. This is going to be your tempo, I imagine. Through the centre or wing play. We're going to go majority through the centre, to be honest, because obviously we're a very narrow system. And we're going to leave that at 50-50, the last one, and we are simply going to save it, and that is going to be our new style. So that's going to be a tactic made. Hopefully, we can cook with it. If you want to get really in-depth for this, one thing that I do recommend you guys doing if you are going to play it, I'm personally going to set mine up off the video, because otherwise it will be about a 5-hour video, because I want to take a lot of time trying to actually perfect it. But you can change your instructions. So this is quite cool. You can do it at the beginning of the first half, minute 15, and you can essentially change it by doing loads of things. A formation change, player changes, loads of things that automatically are going to happen in the game. And this is something I wish you could even do on Football Manager, where you could be like, look, the 30th minute, I want the left wing and the right wing to swap. And, you know, I think that should be in Football Manager. So to see it in a game like this already, it's really impressive, to be honest with you. But that's something you definitely want to be setting up. And next up, obviously, is going to be the competitions, guys. The competitions are a very important part of any game. It's where you get your prizes. It's where you win stuff. And we are going to have a league. We've got private leagues. We've got all sorts going on. The most important one, obviously, is going to be the league, which you can obviously get involved in, but also your private leagues. And this is the perfect time for me to say, I am going to be setting up my private league. So please do join it. Let's try and actually have a little bit of a fight against each other. I'm going to try to see if I can get them to give me any rewards for whoever wins the league. If it's me, obviously I'll give them away to one of you guys. If they don't, I'm going to supply a copy of something, whether that be a Football Manager or a, you know, a FIFA, whatever it is. I'm going to try and supply something because I want to have a game where we literally go head-to-head and try and compete it out. And I think this could be the ultimate game to do so. So that is definitely something to look out for. I'm going to announce it on my socials. I'm going to try and get them involved in it as well if I can, as I mentioned. But yeah, let's see who can win that one. Your building is obviously going to be your stadium, where you can see a lot more about your stadium, as it says on the tin. There's a nice little visual here as well. Your spectators, etc., etc. You can see your academies. You can obviously see, well, we need to hire one to do that. But you can also see your medical services, your shop, your restaurant. Obviously, you need to own these facilities to look at them. For now, the only one we can do is obviously look at our wonderful, if you want to say, stadium. Obviously, the nicer looking, the better this is going to look as well. So definitely a reason to do that. Although it's quite common sense, the transfers are going to be where you make transfers. So you've got offer status, which we're going to look at right now. This is going to be if anyone has sent you an offer, also the offers you have sent, and any players that are on loan. You then have the likes of search for players, where you can search for a player, as it says on the tin. Basically a great way to obviously try and recruit some new players for your team. We then have the market, and obviously your shortlist. So the market is the perfect place to go, really, to well, to find players. Same as Football Manager, really. You can obviously filter it by progression, so you can go get some of the best players around. There's so many different things you can look at. You can go through the value, the age, everything, their average, their maximum, literally everything you can imagine you can filter by. So it makes it super easy to sign the players that you are after. And I honestly, I don't know how many players I can afford to sign, but I'm going to try and sign a few because I'm not going into a game trying to lose. I want to win. The Premium Hub is the place to sell and buy premium players and also lovely plots of land, as you can see right now. The Striker Store is, I believe, where we actually have got a pack provided to us. And the Striker Store itself is going to be where you can buy the U-Coins, which obviously is going to be the in-game currency, which you can get for free, by the way, by completing the challenges, as I mentioned. And also, obviously, the packs, which we are going to look at right now, alongside of other stuff such as cosmetics and obviously partners. But these are going to be your packs. Now, this is going to be your bread and butter. Now, I hope if I was to click on one, for example, in fact, we can afford a couple of these. We've got some currency. We're going to spend it for the video. Why not? We'll have some fun. They have given me one right now here as well, but these are going to be the packs you can buy. So if we click on one, for example, like this pack here, it also, again, I'm a big fan of this. The only reason I accept these sort of brand deals and partnerships is if they are 100% honest with what you are getting in your packs. And it shows you quite clearly here what you are going to be getting, but also the actual quality and what you can expect in terms of a utter percentage. I'm not going to be promoting something where they don't tell you clearly what you're going to be getting. It's clearly displayed, and I'm a big fan of that. So shout out to them because we love the honesty. Absolutely love it. But what we're going to focus on is to open our pack, which is going to be a rare pack, which means we're going to have 2 of those. So let's spend our currency first, see how that works. You simply click accept, I believe. And yeah, there you go. In seconds, we have now got that pack added to my packs. 2 rare packs. We'll open the first one. Yep. I don't want to know. I want to open the pack, rip it open. There we go. Oh, a lovely little animation coming in. And here we go. Click to reveal, I would imagine. There we go. The first one is going to... Oh, they look like Hypervenoms. The Pura Winter Flash. Okie dokie. Up next, money. 82 grand. You can't really go wrong. We'll take that one and move on. Up next is going to be 5 of the coins back. Not going to complain. Quite cool. You can pack coins, obviously, using the coins to open the packs. A player. A fine curtain. Okay, that's it's a bit more trimmed than mine. Not going to complain. Not going to complain. Up next is going to be a Midas Alpha Red. That's tight. That is pretty tight fit. That is. And lastly, oh, that's good. 195k in the money. We've got to take it. We can't complain. And now into that second pack, which was the one they provided. We're going to rip the top open. To be honest, if the money keeps coming, we're not going to complain. That's all I can ask for. We are going to have... Oh, wow. We've got 5 greens in this one. So this is the only default one. That is going to be another one of the tight fit and tops, which I prefer the red one. I'm going to be honest with you. This green one is going to be... They're quite cool. Green ankle braces. We're not going to complain. Also, one thing I've not even been pointing out. They obviously do also increase the stats. So they're not just purely visual. Up next is going to be... Again, the red. We are going to be kitted out from head to toe. +4 energy on that one as well. Money, 174k. We're not going to complain at all. Up next is going to be money again, 249k. That is, wow. We are going to be absolutely minted with money. You can see it change up here. And lastly, we're going to have 13 of the coins. Overall, the main thing I'm going to take from that is the money we've got. Not too bad. The thing which is quite cool, it is a little bit Fortnite inspired, believe it or not. They actually do have a battle pass. And there you go. You instantly get a welcome pack. So we'll go ahead and open that. And obviously this is going to be, I imagine, your free one where you can get packs. But also they do have a paid version. And there's quite a fair few levels. And to be honest, if you guys are going to grind out the game, it's definitely worth getting the exclusive one. Because, I mean, that pack itself is worth quite a fair bit. That legendary pack, I believe, when we looked at it, where is the legendary pack? There you go. It's 800 coins usually, so definitely worth grinding out for. But let's open the starter pack. It contains 5 cards, so that's quite a good bonus. Probably should have opened this at the start, but here we go. We've got a few greens in here. We'll open these first then. We've got to have a Braids with Undercut. bit of an interesting trim, that one. We're then going to have a red Nickel Riot baseball cap, which is interesting. Money, it keeps coming in, 163k. Coins, 12 of them, and this should be the player, I would imagine. A master degree. Very interesting concept, I must say. But the cool thing about this is don't look at these always as just cosmetics. You are also getting a stat advantage, which obviously is going to be the big decider. Lastly is going to be the messages, where you can obviously message users by simply clicking here and searching for them. You also got the chat rooms down the bottom right. They have got a lot of user-friendly functions, to be honest with you, which makes the game a lot more complete. But the one thing we haven't done is actually shown you a game. So let's go ahead and actually watch the match. We're going to hit view match and we're going to go ahead and watch it. And this is going to be what it looks like. So it's going to load in. To be honest, for a game like this, the graphics are really, really good. It does have sound as well, which I'm going to now put on, as you can hear it quite quietly in the background. You can see right now, you can see a full breakdown of the game, and yeah, you can speed it up if you want to, which I end up might doing. We're going to also mute that because it is very loud. It's going to be in the video. But you can simply speed it up, which we are going to do right now. You can play it in however quick you want to play it, up into 4 times, I believe, which is quite cool. So let's just see what happens, and hopefully we can get a little win under our belt. That would be ideal. So since this is just an example game, I'll just let this game run out while we're doing the video here. But this is going to be obviously what the game looks like, and you can actually watch it as you go along, which is pretty cool, to be honest. You can also look at the stats of the game, which obviously is a very good thing as well. The summary, the goals, the MVP, so much you can look at going into the game. So honestly, if you guys do want to, please do give this game a shot. The link is going to be in the description. Obviously, you do get a massive advantage using my referral link. But if you guys have enjoyed today's video, please smash the like button, leave a little like below, and I'll see you boys in the next one, which is going to be another FM Tactics. So enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.